the Title Season 1 contestant with me here today, the Hitman, also known as the Mechanic, Vernon Cathey. Welcome to the Petty Corner. Welcome back to the Petty Corner.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. We are going to be recapping Road to the Title Season 3, Episode 3 for you guys. And starting out, I just want to ask you, what do you think of this season so far?
You know, it's good. I'm happy for Robert. You know, they're getting some competition for him. There's a lot of 185 guys. For John. It's great for TV. A lot of drama. It's to me it's comical. So I just because I've been there and I've lived it. So I'm like I know what's going on. But yeah, like I'm happy for those guys. It's an opportunity. So it's good for everybody.
Yeah, I'm just dying to see the stuff that's going on in the house because in the trailer they had so many fights, so much drama, and we've barely seen any of it besides the first match that they had in the last episode, which was Stevie Ray and
Yeah, I know. I can't remember what you're talking. You're gonna have to make sure you refresh me on names because I'm horrible about names. I just watch it and kind of just.
Yeah, me too. I have to keep going back to my notes for the names. So sorry, guys. But yeah, it was Stevie Ray versus Blake, which that match, they had so much tension and build up from the last episode. They showed up in the face-offs. I thought it was hella sloppy, but it was so entertaining because they both had crazy personalities. I thought it was funny that Terp called the one guy a lunatic because Terp's got this big personality and is always doing crazy stuff. But he was like, I think they got him out of the loony bin right out of here. So I thought that was funny. But what do you think of your match?
Well, it just the match. I thought it just proves the point. Look at me and Turpin when we had our competition. I'm super calm. He's super jacked. There's a level you got to stop at. And Turpin can control his level, so it's an experience for both those guys that they'll understand that hey, you can be amped and all this, but don't let it affect you, because there was some clubbing, some flinching, they're all getting, which is great. I mean, it's not great. Their excitement is great, but make sure you manage it in a way that you can still compete.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as time goes on and they get more experience and everything, they'll be able to work out those kinks with the flinching and the clubbing and the stepping and the nerves and zoning into the kind of energy that they need and to tone it down and everything. I do think it's interesting that they have Austin Turpin and Robert Trujillo because in the past seasons they've had people in the same weight class and now they have two different weight classes. And they're polar opposites. Their energy is completely different too. So Austin Turpin, he's a showman, so much energy. Rob, calm, cool, and collected all the time, and just two different coaching styles. So I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, me and Rob are more on the same page. He's always been an athlete. He's a great coach. He will always be a great coach, helping anyone, everything. And then Turpin, he's a great hype man. I mean, even when I was going against Delvin, he got me excited. He did exactly what I needed. So there's good in everything. So I'm obviously on the Robert side because I'm we're friends and Turpin. I just he's the hype man.
Yeah, frenemies.
Yeah, frenemies.
I will say though too, I think that everyone that has come out on both sides, Turpin's side and Rob's side, their energies match the coaches too. So anyone that came out on Austin's side was had the big persona and the hype that Austin brought too. So I'm really enjoying watching that. Their energies matching and stuff. So Blake was the guy that got knocked out, and the second match, it was the heavyweight. It was Blake versus Mark, and Turpin's kind of hard on the people that don't belong there.
Oh, is that the guy that he's yeah, he should be making pizza, shouldn't be here?
Yeah. Because then a couple episodes before Jay, he was oh, some people are just fed off as fans because
yeah, I love it that Turpin misses weight and he references someone should be making pizza. I mean, it's food is just on that man's mind all the time. Just can't fucking get it out of there.
Hey, I love me some good pizza though. But yeah,
But no, as an episode in the whole, I enjoy that it's they're doing like a bracket style and you're going through it and everything, and it just shows everyone in the world that it's not just going up there and slapping someone, you know, and it the best has to rise to the top. So the shit talking, everything, it all translates into someone just rising up. And if you can't handle the pressure, you're just out. So that's what I love about this. Robert's teaching him how to handle the pressure, how to, hey, this is what we got to go. Turpin's like, you got to get out there, fuck this guy up, and just deal with your shit. So it's like,
yeah,
it's two different coaching styles. So I love it.
yeah. And I think you can take something from both coaches, honestly. And they have the crazy Hawaiian teaching them too. So that's also really cool because, he's got a lot of experience. He's got that energy as well. But you do need to have like the total package with bringing up performance and, having that calm, cool collectedness and level head. So I think it's a good balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we got to Josh Newton and Fabricio. But that one did go the distance. And I would like to see both of them back. Maybe the nerves got the best of them there. I think
So,
Fabricio, the first one should have been called a flinch on him, but they didn't call a flinch. But I think they gave Josh the win ultimately because he dropped Fabricio in that match. But they were pretty
yeah.
even.
Yeah, they're pretty even. Their technique, and they were Robert did a good job on the coaching side, on the aspect of like, hey, stay down, you got time, had to do this. So the coaching side of that was great, and you saw Turpin do that with some other guys of his. And it just proves too, like if you're going the distance, man, you better hope you don't drop. And if you do drop, you better do it in a way
Mm-hmm.
that you're not looking like you're just totally rocked. So coaching is
Mm-hmm.
going to help you with that.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for anyone that like wants to join Power Slap, or they get picked up for season 4 and we don't know about them yet, but that a message that you can kind of send them about, I don't know, I guess being in the house and the pressure of being on stage and everything.
You know, the my best advice is like to make sure before you go that you're that guy, and I mean that in the best way and not a rude way, but there's a level of toughness that you just have to be, and you have to understand you're gonna lose. Like I'm very fortunate I've won 5 and I've only lost 2,
Mm-hmm.
but also I know I'm the guy. Like I'm tough. I'll handle it. Like I'll get hit. Like I'll do my job. And I say that too much, but I'm there to do my job. So if you don't think you can be the toughest guy in the room, you shouldn't go. This isn't a point where you're, hey, I think I'm going to figure out if I'm tough. No, it's either you are or you're not, and you should know that before you get there.
Yeah, I love it. You have to have that good mindset, uh, that tough mentality.
Yeah, I mean, in my match against Austin, he was on a podcast and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna intimidate that guy." He's on a podcast of Flex Lewis. He's like, "I'm gonna get in his head." Blah blah blah. I mean, I'm asking you, do you think there was one point in that match that he got into my head?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
No.
I know you say like you don't have that energy, but like I was there and I saw you go on stage and you had that energy. You came up there with
And
that
there's
same energy.
there's different levels, and that's like
Mhm.
I'm the guy that when you see a fight go down, you're like, that dude's fucking crazy. Like he's not yelling, he's fucking staring at him. You know, I'm the crazy guy that that's going to go there and rip your head off and then go back down and eat a cheeseburger and everything's fine and not say a word to anybody. So there's different levels, and
Yeah.
and if you got to pump yourself up, those guys that can control it and do it, it's like, okay, that's awesome. But then there's guys like me that's like, I mean, look at Andre Arlovsky in the UFC. Look at Anderson Silva. Look at you know the Axe Murderer Silva. Like all those guys. Mirko Krokop. All those guys will stare you straight in the face and be ready to kill you and not say a word. So that's
Hmm.
that's where everyone's at. They just need to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to understand if there's a guy on the other end in any of these competitions that's calm and collective, that doesn't mean he's not ready to go. And I think I think Robert deals with those guys a lot better than Austin. So I think that's great why we have both coaches like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, my whole advice is be the guy, be the tough guy. That's it. If you're not, don't show up.
Is there any kind of like training or techniques that you can recommend to them before they join the show that they practice to kind of get ready for it?
Honestly, just make sure you have good balance. Make sure you understand your body. You need to wrestle. You need to, be a coachable person. I guess that's it. Be coachable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you've noticed the progression of me, from my first match to now. I'm a totally different competitor, and there were some coaching aspects that went into that. So I changed things. I was stubborn. I was like, no, we got to change it. So just make sure you're coachable and understand that whoever's coaching you is doing their best to make you better.
That is great advice. And I think, I mean, I'm not a power slap striker, but I feel like I know a lot about their techniques and everything just from watching you guys. So if you guys can literally go watch past matches, road to the titles, and all that, and learn a lot just from watching, like how they plant their feet, the way that they not angle their body, but I guess
Yeah,
what is it called? They
yeah.
can learn a lot about like placement or even defense by tucking your neck and all that kind of stuff. So watch tapes too, because you can learn a lot.
Yeah.
And then next week we have a middleweight, a welterweight, and I believe a heavyweight. And that's the last of the qualifier rounds. So I'm guessing after the qualifier rounds, we are going to start seeing the house drama. Is there anything that you're looking forward to? Or any guys that you've seen so far that you're excited and want to see more of?
Man, I don't know yet. And there's some stuff that I know that I can't say, because
Yeah.
obviously I'm part of the whole ordeal. All I can say is there's drama coming. It's going to be awesome. I mean, you have to tune in. I mean, I know things that are just so exciting. So I love how the organization just, pokes little things in there and they're like, "Oh, we're going to do this," and not tell anybody. So it's gonna be a good season, and I feel Robert and Austin are gonna do the best to make it great.
Yeah, I love it. Would you ever go back as a coach? I feel like I've asked you that before.
Man, I would, but I'm like Bobby Knight, in basketball. Like I'm the guy that, like, if you don't listen, I'm throwing a chair across the room. Like I'm a pretty aggressive coach, so I'm stubborn. I think what I'm doing is right, so I think you should do it. So I don't know if I'd
Yeah,
be a good coach. I mean, but who knows? I might get that one guy that listens, and we create a monster. So who
yeah,
knows?
yeah. Last thing, what did you think about the crazy Hawaiian letting the lightweights size each other up beforehand? Because we've never seen that before.
I think it's good. I think it's good. You need to see people. You need. There's always a factor of intimidation
Mm-hmm.
that people need to be exposed to, and that's another part of handling it. There's there's things that happen that people don't understand. You've watched it live. So when I tell people, they're like, "Oh man, it looks
Mm-hmm.
really cool." I'm like, "Dude, there's a guy with a camera like a foot away from my face before the match. There's a guy following you. There's this. Like, it's the biggest pressure for me was understanding that I gotta block everyone else. They're gonna be right there, but I gotta block everyone else. So the Hawaiian, like the fact that he let them face off and see each other and get the intimidation factor, that's awesome, because they need to build the ability to
Mm-hmm.
focus while being intimidated.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, and I know I said this was last thing, but
No, you're good.
the coin flip they didn't know they were going against each other or who was going to go first until they got to the stage. What do you think about that? Would you like that more in regular matches, or I know that's probably not possible because of the betting odds and everything, but would you like that more, you just not knowing or knowing like a couple days beforehand?
Um, Early in my career, I would love to know, but now I could, I don't care. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah,
I'll eat the shot. I'll knock you out. Like, I don't care.
yeah.
So I think
I love
it
it.
for me it'd be better, because people, if I won, they can't handle the intimidation. Just by them knowing that I won the coin toss would give me a mental advantage over them, would be astronomical. Me losing it,
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been down this road before. Let's do this. Like, wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say again, everyone needs to shut their mouth about this grandpa shit, okay? Because
Oh,
you are far.
it's so funny. Like, even in my interview, I was like, I was hoping that he could take me all 3 rounds, but he didn't. And
Mm-hmm.
just so everyone knows, like, also I was on multiple podcasts that I told everyone I was going to knock him out in the second round on podcasts. I said it, and I didn't hit him as hard as I could have hit him. I didn't hit him as hard as I could have the first round.
Yeah.
I was just sizing him up. I was like, okay, let's see what this boy can handle. I hit him, and I could see it in his eyes. I'm like, he was like, for a second, he's ooh, and he kind of did the smart thing. He's like, oh, night night. At that moment when I hit him, I was like, yeah, I rocked him a little bit. I'm like, I don't think he's going to handle the full one. So I was like, I told everyone second round, let's hit him.
Yeah, that was so wild too. It was. I saw it in person. I can't wait to go again to a live event. And if you haven't been to one, you need to, because it's insane. And I think a lot of people think that they turn up the slap sounds like on video, and you can hear that clear as day. And I was like in the middle, I guess you would say, from the front.
How loud was my second hit on Austin?
It was loud. Everyone got up and started roaring. Like, that was insane, because I don't think anybody. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what people were thinking, but it was insane. I'll have a video of it too, so I'll have to send it to you. My husband was recording it, and then he was like actually watching, so he wasn't paying attention, and then he turned it off right before you did the worm, and I was like, "What? No, why'd you do that?" Because that was
No, it's
freaking
all right.
awesome.
It's all good. I practiced that before too, and it was it's one of those things. I didn't want to embarrass myself. I just had to make sure. And so here,
Hey,
all right, we're
I
gonna
think you're
play.
gonna after that.
We're gonna play a game, and you have to tell me the things that I did to mock Austin during the competition.
During the competition.
Yep.
Oh, you're making me think really hard now. I know you
Mm-hmm.
came out and you started like flip. Okay, so you flipped everybody off, because that's what
I
he
didn't flip.
does
I
when
didn't
he
flip
goes on.
anyone off.
You didn't flip anybody off when you came on.
Nope.
I could have sworn when
Nope.
you came on stage you flipped them off.
I always do the number one.
Okay, so then, maybe okay. So I see. I wasn't too close to the stage, but I was close enough. So I thought it was the middle finger. And I was
Nope.
like, he just came up and flipped it. So okay, and then at the end, you were doing the worm, because he normally does like this stanky like dance thing that he does after he wins.
Yeah.
But during the
So
matches, I don't know.
from beginning to end, when I walked out, I came out to Foo Fighters' Hero, because that's like the ultimate, like, the guy's coming out, he's going to be the hero. So I mocked him with that. Then when I got up there, he said he was going to intimidate me, in the podcast by, yelling at me and stuff. And when he said, fuck you, motherfucker, I just stared at him to prove that, like, I don't care.
Uh-huh.
Then the biggest mock was when I was going to knock him out in the second round. Did you notice how I called my shot?
No.
I
How do
said
you call it?
right. I said right hand on three, and I did this. So I
Oh, the
said
shocker.
I'm giving him the shocker.
That's awesome. I didn't notice that. I think I was just like, like so tuned in that, and we can't really hear that. Being that far away, we can't hear sometimes the words that come out of your guys' mouth. But I mean,
Oh, that's why I
I don't.
paused. I paused. It's everywhere. Like I was like, I said right
Yeah.
hand on three. I looked at my hand. I looked at it and I was like waiting, so make sure everyone could get a photo if anyone got a photo, and then I went. And then of course I humped the
Okay,
floor.
I need to pay better attention then, because I was just like enjoying the moment. I was like, wow, like this is so awesome to see it live. So I need to pay attention to detail more.
I always do little things like that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna pay attention to your next one. It better be Wolverine, because you deserve that.
I don't know how to mock. I don't know how to mock Ron. He's a pretty good guy, So
Yeah. Mm,
Maybe come out with a
I'm
Mountain Dew shirt and some Skull. Other than that, I don't know.
I'm sure you can find something. Um, is there anything else that you would like to share about this season so far, or anything you want to share with the fans?
Man, all I know is about this season is it's gonna continue building. Obviously, the finale is going to be in a beautiful place. They haven't released it yet, but between like what's going on the season, like where it's going to end up, it is top notch from bottom to top. So I mean, just keep watching, and you're going to be impressed all the way.
I'm excited. I am so excited. You said a beautiful place, and I'm just like thinking palm trees and like a beach or something. Well, Vern, thank you so much for being here and recapping this episode with me. I'm so excited to see what's next for you, and we'll have to have you come back again soon because it's always a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and thank you guys.
Of course. And for those of you at home, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you next Tuesday, and stay petty, bitches.